Welcome to Mary Alice.
What did you do?
We are a Desperate Housewives recap podcast with me, Erin McGee.
And me, Jakub Tansey. Two best friends breaking down each episode until we answer the ultimate question, Mary Alice, what did you do?
Unless, of course, we have finished season 1, in which case, insert new mystery here.
Yes, there's a lot to unpack on Wisteria Lane.
Content warnings can be found in the episode description.
So get comfortable and let's get into this week's episode. Hello.
Hello, everybody. This is weird.
This is the penultimate episode.
This is very, very weird because we're in the same room again and we've not been in the same room together for a while. So I'm trying to pretend that I don't know you're there. Don't look at me. How are you?
I'm good. It's been a pretty chill time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a lot of chat. I started watching a new show. It's called 2 Weeks in August.
Oh, yes.
I did tell you about this, didn't I?
Is it, you sent me a brief voice note about it saying it was a British White Lotus.
Yes. It's like the White Lotus, but it's British people and they're normal. They're not like mega rich.
Mm-hmm.
So they're not going to some crazy fancy resort. They're going to like an Airbnb in Spain.
Oh.
And you just kind of watch their relationships fall apart. And it's great. I've only seen like 3 episodes, but it's fun. I'm enjoying it so far.
You're having a good time.
Yeah.
I'm watching a new TV show too. And I don't know if anybody has the thing where you are in a relationship with a straight man and there are certain types of shows that he's just going to love. And I mean, this could go the other way as well. If I feel like he watches shows and goes, it's set in a cult, Erin's going to watch it type of thing. He was trying to get me onto this show because he's reading the books and he says, oh, it's like MI5 agents. And I said, do they not play by the rules? He said, no, they don't. And I said, oh, is it something to do with the Berlin Wall falling? And he's like, yeah, that does come up. I'm like, oh, do they talk about the KGB a lot? Yeah. I don't know if I'm interested. He was like, oh, he's got all these great British actors in it. No, I don't think I'm in. Gary Oldman's in it.
Oh, it's Slow Horses.
It's Slow Horses.
Yeah. My ex was obsessed with that show as well.
I'm not going to lie. I'm obsessed with it. The second I saw Kirsten Scott Thomas, I went, this is my woman. I'm in.
Is she ginger?
No, she's not. She's grey.
You're branching out.
I am branching out. Just like you've branched out into... You can cut that if you like.
And I will.
But please bleep it. So you've branched out into...
But do you know what I do want to hear to bleep it with?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Yeah. So yeah, I've been watching a lot of that, been very into that. And it's a weird kind of contrast when you watch an episode of Slow Horses and then immediately after an episode of Love Island.
Different vibes.
The tones are all over the shop. And then then I've started, Rory has finally agreed to watch Severance with me. And we're watching a lot of office-based material.
Yeah, let's get out of the work mindset.
Yeah.
2 weeks in August, go on holiday.
Your birthday celebration, 2 weeks in August. Yep.
Literally.
He's a Leo. We can't help it.
You know what that means? Birthday month, honey.
Yeah. This is my birthday year. We should also, not to talk too meta, but Jakub came to my house early, so he watched me watch part of this episode this morning.
Yeah, it was hard to stay quiet and not start talking about it live.
How would you describe, there's a line that Tom says, how would you describe what happened to me after he said it?
Loud and aggressive typing. You were the mic of typing in that moment.
I was the mic of typing. And the best part is that we just had lunch. So we just had a Popeyes. Not sponsored, obviously. And I feel spontaneously like I want to have a drink and also that I want to have a nap. So I think I'm in the perfect zone.
Perfect. I've got my Pepsi Max. I'm thriving.
Let's get into it. This is part 1 of the finale. So it's 2:23. Remember.
Yeah, and we've already watched the finale because we recorded a watch along for the finale. So if you finish listening to this and you want that, like our commentary on the episode live, you can pop onto our Patreon and get that.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into this episode.
Ankui. It means remember.
Shut up, Erin.
Ankui.
The girls are gonna get it. Let's move on. Calling all desperados.
Are you enjoying the pod?
Want to access our episodes early and support Erin and I to keep the show running?
Well, now you can.
Over at patreon.com/modded, you can support the show for as little as £3 a month.
Why, Jakub, that's less than the price of the coffees that keep us coherent during records.
Truly, no joke. You can get a shout out from us here, access episodes a whole day earlier than everyone else, and even get access to occasional bonus watch along episodes.
Ooh.
We're aiming for monthly.
But no pressure. Seriously.
We love you either way.
It's just there if you're looking for a way to show your appreciation and help us keep doing what we do.
Want to support the show for free? Tell a friend.
Tell your mother.
Tell your aunt who you know loves Desperate Housewives.
Tell your therapist.
Tell your ex-boyfriend.
No, do not break no contact. But tell anyone who might enjoy our ramblings.
And leaving a review helps more than you know.
We love you, desperados.
That's patreon.com/modded. MAWDYD.
Now, back to the episode.
Mary Alice voiceover tells us about the fact of. Okay,
What does it tell us?
I already can't make sense of. Okay,
Are you okay? This
No.
is the perfect start.
Mary
Please
Alice-
keep all of this
I
in.
will. Mary Alice voiceover tells us that it is a fact in life that in every neighborhood, people move in and people move out,
That is technically true.
but that very few of them leave at 2 a.m. And we see Betty packing up. And I guess the assumption is that she's kind of abandoning Matthew to flee with
Yeah.
Caleb and focus on him. In any case, Mary Alice tells us that it wasn't the first time that Betty had packed up and left in the middle of the night. And we get some much lacking Applewhite lore through a flashback to a happier time, a simpler time, an all piano, no murders time.
Betty has a mullet, or it looks a little bit mullet-like.
A little bit mullet-like, yeah. We see Matthew at home breaking up with Melanie Foster. And the impression we get is that she's not the nicest person, and also that she definitely uses sex to get her way.
Which, again, she's 17 years old. She's a little girl. And I think they try really hard to make her really unsympathetic.
But I think Matthew's also about that age because it's like a year before, right?
Oh, yes. It's just the way that she's so overly sexual.
Sure.
And she's and the actress, forgive me if she is, but the actress isn't 17.
No.
The actress is older. They've aged her up. So again, and then the way that she's caricature mean.
Classic 2000s.
I think they're trying to make Caleb and Matthew seem more sympathetic, because if she'd played this scared, if she'd played this like, what are you doing? There's no coming back.
But also, if she wasn't nasty, then I don't think what would have happened, you know? So,
I don't know.
there. Well, in any case, Betty and Caleb are in the next room. So Melanie tells Matthew to meet her at the lumberyard that night, where we know her body was found. Presumably so she can try and win him back with some hanky-panky, I've read. But Matthew seems certain in his decision to end it. We then see Melanie at the lumberyard, and having overheard their breakup, it's Caleb who turns up with flowers, and it kind of goes down exactly how Betty explained it to Bree in the
Yes.
poker episode. He tells her he loves her, she laughs at him, he tries to kiss her, and things get physical, and he eventually hits her with a nearby plank of wood. I was sure that an axe was the murder weapon that had been mentioned, so I did clock. I was like, oh, it's not an axe. But then also an axe does not show up later, so I don't know what's going on there.
Do you remember Pretty Little Liars when Spencer chases Allison with an axe?
I don't. There was a lot of mad shit on that show, and I don't remember half of it.
Sorry, just before we continue.
Yeah.
Something that makes me laugh from the get-go, from the jump of this episode, is they talk about how Betty is sneakily leaving at 2 a.m. And then she proceeds to very loudly play the grand piano.
It's her goodbye song.
And then later on, I think in the same scene, Mary Alice has a line of, "It's not that easy to slip away." Yeah, if you play the grand piano at 2 a.m. What do you mean?
Oh my goodness. So Melanie, she's bleeding, she's unconscious. So Caleb runs home to Betty in a panic, and we flash back to present day 2005 as Betty and Caleb leave in the middle of the night. However, the police show up at the last second to intercept her, and Mary Alice tells us that Betty was learning it's not so easy to slip away in the middle of the night when you're playing the piano, because in suburbia, once the neighbors hear you playing the piano, they all insist on showing up to say goodbye.
They heard the song. It was like a siren song for them.
And we see our whole cast watching as Betty is arrested.
Dumb.
Doo-doo.
Dumb.
Do-do-do-do-do-do. What are we going for?
I was doing the theme tune, but you were doing something else.
But like, what's the vibe of the theme song?
I was going to go da 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 da, but you were
Oh,
not.
I
You just
see.
started going doop doop doop.
I thought you were doing it like piano notes, and then I was like, it's kind of impossible to differentiate piano notes just from doing it. But let's try your way.
Doop
Do
doop
do
Do.
do
doop
do
doop
do
doop
do do
doop.
do do.
Jakub, have we ever listened to the theme song of Christmas?
Oh my goodness.
Loves it. Loves it. Right, let's get into it. Mary Alice voiceover, everyone. Everyone must choose the road they will take in life, and for a special few, that road would lead to Wisteria Lane, which, to be honest, it feels like the town. It feels like a cursed town. It does. They all arrive the exact same way, driving up in their overloaded trucks, bringing with them their expensive antiques and ordinary dreams. I remember the first time I saw each of them, and Mary Alice is in her human form, not her bee form.
Do you think when Felicia stepped on her that it freed her human form?
You've broken the curse and freed my soul. I think that I've said this before. Mary Alice is my dead friend, because whenever she comes on screen, I feel such a pull to her.
Oh.
And they dress her so angelic and radiant, and they light her so beautifully, and her clothes are brighter. And it's just, she's my dead best friend. Susan Meyer rocks up with baby Julie in some, I would make fun of it, she has my haircut.
But your bangs look real. Hers look clipped in.
Her bangs are off the rack.
Old maiden kind of bangs.
Basically, this is the Avengers Assemble. We see scene by scene each of the women being added into the group, and Susan is first after Mary Alice. So she says about Susan, she seemed so delightfully confident, I couldn't help but feel intimidated. That feeling quickly passed as Susan locks herself in her moving truck, and Susan calls out to Julie, the 2-year-old, for help, which is the beginning of a pattern of behaviour.
Yeah, and her slaying powers have not activated yet.
No.
And so she will not be able to help.
The previous Slayer is still alive, as we all know from Julie the Vampire Slayer, from their flashback episodes in season 4.
Indeed.
Mary Alice walks past and helps, and Susan genuinely believes Julie might have saved her.
My baby is a genius.
So good. Mary Alice welcomes her to the lane, and she's just, she's radiant. She is bright. She is sweet. She is kind. She tells Susan that she finds her charming, and she invites Susan over for a cup of coffee. It's lovely. It's a lovely scene.
She's like, Susan's like, oh yeah, when I finish unpacking, we'll get coffee. I'm like, girl, as someone who has recently moved, you're not going to unpack in time for coffee, honey. That's not realistic.
No. And also, I love how Susan's entire arc the last 2 episodes is centered around coffee. Let's have some coffee sometime. Oh no, I don't have a coffee maker anymore. And then this episode, let's get some coffee. And then everyone keeps bringing her coffee. And then Carl one is like latte. And it's so, I don't know.
It's me who doesn't have the coffee maker anymore, not Susan.
It's both of you, yeah. Hers burned down.
Also, when Mary Alice invites her, Susan's like, oh, whoa, I've made a friend. The way she says, oh, wow. It's like a Jennifer Coolidge impression. And it really cracked me up.
You look like the 4th of July.
So we have like a super quick fade and sort of whoosh sound effect as their brand new home that they're looking at in this flashback transitions into the present day pile of burned down rubble. It's quite funny, actually.
Yes, it looks crispy.
Yeah. Susan is determined not to rely on the neighbors and seem helpless after last episode, and is introducing Julie to their new temporary home. And it has wheels. And I really hope for Julie's sake that the invitation rule for vampires applies to camper vans, because otherwise she's in trouble.
I love that in this scene, Susan says, well, because Bree's on her spa vacation.
Yeah. So, which also I'm surprised that Bree didn't tell Susan where she really was, given that she already opened up about Andrew. But
I've told you these women aren't friends.
Yeah.
And I think I don't think when she opened up to Susan that Danielle had ran away yet.
Fair. Julie says when she gets the big reveal of this camper van, she says, "Why are you doing this to me? I get good grades. I don't do drugs. I've never come home pregnant. I regularly defend the lane from the forces of darkness." And it's true. It's all true.
Bad time to take a sip.
Yeah. If most of Julie's clothes weren't a pile of ash, I'd give her flop of the week. But yeah, I'll give her some grace since her wardrobe is literally burned to the ground.
Yeah, I feel like she's I feel like she's borrowing clothes from Danielle.
Quite possibly.
Yeah.
Well, stealing clothes from Danielle's room because Danielle's gone.
Yes. We also hear that Julie's bed will be doubling as the dining table.
And the shower is also the bathroom.
Yes. Which the shower being the bathroom, I wasn't too mad at.
Yeah.
The dining table spun me. So, Mike comes by the trailer while Susan is fumigating. He brings coffee for them both, which I thought was actually a little bit cute. And Mike... We cut to them on lawn chairs in front of Susan's house, and Mike says that Susan looked sexy when spraying for ants.
He sure did. Revealing a bit much of himself there.
It really bothered me.
It was a choice of a line, that's for sure. It's like, yeah, that's bad flirting.
That's bad flirting.
Like, that's because that's just such a obviously disingenuous comment.
Yes.
So it's like, girl, let's not try too hard.
But I do like what he said about he's attracted to the way that Susan's being independent and taking charge.
Yeah.
And Mike is like, he's so cringy in this episode. Shame you're not down for a relationship. And then the two get physically...
Subtlety.
The two get physically closer. And Susan's husband shows up. And Carl and Mike essentially have a pissing contest, for lack of a better term. Mike goes over and makes out with Susie Q right in front of Carl.
I kind of like that.
Yeah. And then Carl's staring, and it's a great power move. And then it's like he sees a moment of a plan has formed.
Its own. Later, Carl is out and about when he spots Mike entering a jewelry store.
Oh.
So he enters all nonchalantly and pretends they're just bumping into each other, prompting a really intense eye roll from Mike that made me laugh. He asks Mike what he's doing there, and
He says, "What you doing?"
literally like that.
It's really
It's like
good.
he's talking to a pet cat.
He is playing with his food.
Yeah.
He is playing with his, even the way he's like, Mike, what a surprise.
Mike tells what I would say for Mike standards is a very convincing lie.
Yes.
Right off the cuff. Like, I was genuinely proud of him. He tells Carl he's getting something for his grandma's 90th birthday. But unfortunately, the jeweler is not paying attention and not. I feel like if you were the jeweler, Erin, you would have Mike's back here,
I
you
would.
know? But unfortunately, the jeweler does not. And he immediately walks over with the engagement ring that he's really there to see.
He's like, "It's time for you to sweep her off her feet." And Carl just goes, "Lucky grandma."
Mike asks if there's any chance Carl will keep his mouth shut so that he can surprise Susan. And Carl responds by telling him, "She'll be surprised at the size of that rock, honey. Oh, sick burn." Now, is it just me, or is it kind of wild that Mike is planning to propose before they're even officially back together?
And even when they were together for 2 weeks.
And they had a lot of issues that they should probably work through you know?
And everything about that, the concept of them getting married, from her trying on the dress and the breakup initially to when he was like, we're going to do it at some point, has been so unromantic.
Yeah.
I really liked that Carl said, Susan's old news, mazel tov. Everything he says is like Tommy Wiseau in this scene. The delivery is so jarring.
Hi, Mike. So anyway, how's your sex life?
What you doing? Like, it's so
God.
bizarre.
If anyone's not seen The Room by Tommy Wiseau, it's a must watch.
It is a must watch. I would say watch it with a friend.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I have a signed Blu-ray of it. It's delightful.
So Carl is here. He is knocking on. Okay, sorry. I'm going to start that again.
Yeah.
We're in the trailer and we hear the trailer is moving. Susan is confused while Julie is driving the trailer, but Julie is not driving the trailer. It's actually Carl, and he's ready to drive his gal's house. Susan says, "Turn my house around," which I really enjoyed. Carl brings them to, is it another house on the lane? It doesn't look like they drove that far.
I would assume it's like around the corner. You know, I can only assume that he'd want them to be a little further away from Mike, a little closer to him, you know?
Yeah. I think maybe it's the street that Nora was talking about later in the scene. There is a pool. There are 3 bedrooms. It seems like a lovely house. No catch. Susan says no, but Carl says it's payback because he owes her one. And he's dangling the keys in front of her face.
Also, Julie does deserve better. And it's kind of wild to me that Julie has not been staying with Carl during this whole time. Like, why is she staying in this trailer when she could go live at her dad's place?
Does Carl have a permanent residency?
I feel
After
like
Edie's kicked him out?
I don't know, but I feel like his situation is probably better than Julie's. And if he can afford to buy them a house, I think he can afford somewhere decent to stay.
Maybe it's for school or something. I don't know.
Who knows?
Knowing Julie, she would say she wanted to stay with her mum because she would be worried about leaving Susan alone in that.
Fair. I mean, I feel like as Susan, she would have a hard time saying no, seeing how excited Julie is by it. So I kind of like, because of, yeah. Gabby had, first of all, my jaw dropped during this arc at one point. We'll get there.
My jaw dropped several times. Let's start with the opening shot of the disgusting country club outfits.
Yeah, Gabby has bought her and Carlos matching golfing outfits.
They're rancid. They're absolutely rancid.
I do like her hair in bunches, though. Mm-hmm. It's like the 2 little mini side bit. You know, you guys know what bunches are. but Jakub mansplains bunches, episode title.
Hold on.
Okay.
Jakub, this is Jakub right now. A bunch hairstyle, also known as space buns or pigtails, involves dividing your hair down the middle and gathering it into 2 symmetrical bundles secured on either side of your head. And whilst they can be worn as loose ponytails or twisted and pinned into neat or messy buns, Gabby here has them underneath her golf hat.
And you can say that again.
Oh, I really can't.
So, Carlos cannot join because he has to pick up some trash on the freeway as per his community service post-slave labor case against him. And I'm glad that even though this is just clearly a plot device, we're seeing some kind of small consequence for that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Gabby says that she'll not bother going herself then, as it was his idea. But he's very strongly encouraging her to go ahead without him. Like, suspiciously strongly.
Yes. And also, there's lots of peach in this episode. Gabby's hat, Mary Alice's outfit, and there's a lot of peach in the next episode as well.
There we go. He seemed kind of distracted in the scene as well. He's like standing by the window, and we realize now that what he's watching is Ralph, the gardener, ogling Xiaomei as she sweeps the stairs, and he is mad about it. Mm-hmm. Gabby doesn't see the big deal in Ralph having a little crush, and Carlos, to his credit, also comes up with a really realistic off-the-cuff lie for his anger, and he says can't they get a gardener that isn't trying to sleep with someone in his house? And I'm like, That fair statement.
It doesn't work though, because Ralph had naked pictures of Gabby and Carlos wasn't bothered.
That's true. Well, I don't think Ralph was like keeping them. He came across them and then
But
he
even
came
so-
to report it to Gabby. He wasn't like,
Even so,
I mean, yeah, I do see your point. We learn also that Ralph is only paid $6 an hour.
is that with Gabby's pay rise?
That's quite pathetic. Like, Ralph deserves better. Justice for Ralph.
Justice for Ralph.
And let me tell you, he's not going to get it.
Yeah, so I mean, we'll get there.
Yeah.
So Gabby is chatting to this creepy man at the golf country club who smacks her butt. And is this the same day? Because she has switched outfits. Is it because she realised that hers and Carlos's couldn't
But
match?
do you know what I really like, though, is that she was meant to go with Carlos, the two of them. She had bunches. Now she's just solo. She has one pony.
Yeah.
Singular.
Isolate. Could you
Describe that in great detail.
Yeah, could you tell me what
I would
ponytail
say
is?
it's like a mono pony. It's like not bunches. So it's like they've combined them into one.
What is a ponytail?
It's like a loose, sometimes high bunch of hair, all just pulled back or from one place. I don't know. Let's move on.
So Gabby says she wants a strong drink, and she looks up and the bar has a television. It's playing coverage of a car accident where a prominent businessman in his 40s was hit by a car and killed. They also say he's a Hispanic man. And they were waiting to release his name until the informed family. Gabby's phone rings. +1 to the death count.
A little bit later, Gabby is standing outside her house, still in the golfing gear, so she hasn't gone in yet, clearly devastated by the loss of her husband.
This scene makes me feel sick.
Zhao Mei comes running out to her, tying up her hair. She's a little disheveled, wondering why Gabby's home so soon. Gabby tells her that Carlos is dead, and Zhao Mei says in a panicked voice, "No, please don't kill him." Interesting.
We'll come back to that.
Gabby tries to clarify, assuming it's a language barrier issue or she's clearly too upset to clock the suspiciousness of it all. But then Zhao Mei clarifies, "No, Carlos is in the kitchen, babe." So Gabby runs inside, relieved to see him alive. But they're confused because the police told her that someone saw Carlos during his community service walk onto the road and get hit by a car. So she's confused as to why Carlos wasn't there. And he tells Gabby that he paid Ralph to go in his place. So +1 to the death count confirmed. R.I.P. Ralph. You will be remembered as the most appropriate gardener the Solis has ever had.
And then we've had the last two gardeners. Ralph is dead and Louis has 2 fingers missing.
Oh my God, I forgot about Louis. Oh, he's all thumbs now. Do you think Ralph and Felicia go to like physical rehab together?
Well, no, because Ralph is dead.
No, sorry, Louis. Louis, I meant.
Don't be stupid, Jakub. Felicia's hiding in the mountains. We know that. We're not going to see her for like 2 more seasons.
We don't see her for another 5 seasons.
Shut up. Okay, spoilers.
So I hope that Carlos paid him more than $6 to go in his place. Not that it matters now.
Yeah,
but
your
I'm
life
just like,
wasn't worth it,
This
Ralph.
is crazy. So anyway, they hug. And Gabby clocks how sweaty Carlos is, but he deflects, bringing it back to the death of Ralph, and walks away kind of annoyed and again suspiciously. Oh no, yeah, he suspiciously bumps into Zhao Mei with the laundry, and they're both very obviously avoiding eye contact. Gabby's calmed down a bit now, so she's starting to clock this shit.
Her intuition is spiked. And I think she's a lot better than Carlos, trusting her gut. Although I would love for the next few episodes to play out of, Gabby, I don't know, beating up a lesbian because she assumes that's who Carlos is. No, I'm kidding. So the pack of women has increased in size dramatically. Gabby and Carlos have entered the chat. They're coming in on the lane. It's a flashback to their move-in date. They have been getting it on behind some moving boxes, and the women awkwardly discuss leaving, but Gabby lies and says she was just changing because moving made her sweaty. Carlos comes in Winnie the Pooh style. Shirt, no pants. And he has great facial hair in this episode. I'm so sorry to say it because he's awful here. And he kind of, I don't know.
I don't think he's awful in this scene.
No, but he's cool here. He's like, it's nice to meet you, ladies. Mary Alice rightly assumes that they're newlyweds and they're still in their honeymoon era. And Gabby calls Carlos insatiable.
I think that my outfit of the week might be this Wisteria Lane lingerie, but specifically with Carlos's shirt over it.
Yeah.
It's cute.
Yeah, it's really, really cute. In fact, I think I have a note about her underwear being amazing. I think there's multiple instances of her underwear, of some great Wisteria Lane lingerie collection.
I also love how Bree's top matches the ribbon on her welcome basket of muffins.
Yes.
Very lovely detail.
The baskets are so funny. And she's so like, I need the baskets back. And,
oh, yeah.
And how many does she have? Does she have a basket cupboard?
She must do. And the pantry's full of them.
Pantry.
In present day, 2005, Gabby gets into bed. Well, last time you were like, to clarify. So now I'm like, well, I have to clarify.
That's why I'm
What
laughing.
if people think I'm talking about 2026? Oh my God. Gabby gets into bed with Carlos and tries to initiate sex, shocked and annoyed that he isn't interested, citing the time he wanted to have sex with her an hour after his hernia operation. And as someone who's had a hernia operation, let me tell you, that's a horny man. He lies about being preoccupied with Ralph's death.
Yeah, he says he's mourning Ralph.
Which would have been more convincing if he was at all upset about it prior to this
Yeah.
moment. And so as they cuddle instead, Gabby brings up what Xiaomi said earlier, the whole please don't kill him thing. And Carlos plays it off just saying, oh, we really need to get her some English lessons.
Carlos is a good liar.
He is a good liar. But Gabby is good at sniffing out liars, and she does not look satisfied at this response. But that's all we get this week.
Let's talk about some of the other characters that are at play here in this episode. Paul is in jail talking to Zach through the glass phone situation that we all know and love. Paul wants Zach to talk to boss man Noah, but boss man Noah creeps Zach out. Paul says he needs a big lawyer, he needs Noah's money, he's worried that they're going to reopen Martha Hooper's case. And Zach is visibly upset, saying, you know, you told me you had nothing to do with that. But ultimately, Paul says that boss man Noah wouldn't give him money, but Zach can lie and say he needs it for a car or something. So at one point, Zach says to him, "You're not my real father," which I do think is the worst thing for Paul that could have ever been said to him. But his reaction is so barbaric. And usually I can justify anything Paul Young does. I can't justify the following. "You ungrateful little, I rescue you from that miserable junkie," disgusting to say. "I gave you a home, a life worth living, and now you make me beg for one lousy little favor. If you won't do it for me, at least do it for your mother. After all, she killed herself trying to protect you." There's no way Paul Young would have said that.
I mean, I think that, but yeah, it's not believable for him to say. But despite the scenario, because Paul Young obviously is a bit desperate now, realizing the seriousness of it. But this is his fault that he pushes Zach away here. He should have done better. But I also thought he did some excellent acting when he lies about having had anything to do with Martha's murder again. Because there's just like a subtle difference in his demeanor. And we see from Zach's sort of micro reaction that he caught it, but it's so small, but I love it. It was a great scene acting wise.
It is a great scene. Zach eventually hangs up on him. It does feel like such a shift. Maybe it's the stress. Maybe it's because, you know, he's in jail for murder. Maybe it's because he has been framed. Maybe it's because of the prison of it all. It just doesn't feel like Paul to me. Paul isn't cruel for no reason. So, yeah.
I wonder if they just wanted to remind us of his less positive qualities. Not that those were his qualities before.
Yeah.
Just because obviously he did kill Martha and now he's in prison. And so they don't, I guess maybe they want the audience to be like, oh, but he does deserve some prison time maybe, you know? In the interrogation room, the detectives tell Betty that they have Caleb admitting to murder on tape, which Betty refutes as evidence, given that he has, quote, the mind of a child. They start presenting Betty with the evidence they've gathered, which includes a picture of Melanie's body covered in a jacket that has the assailant's DNA on it. And this is a plot twist for Betty because the jacket belongs to Matthew. And so we then cut to Danielle asleep in a motel somewhere with Matthew standing over her, watching her sleep. And there's a great transition from Danielle asleep in bed to Melanie's body as we continue with the flashback of what happened. Matthew is now standing over Melanie, but she's actually not dead. She regains consciousness, coughing up a little blood, but she seems okay for the most part. After catching Matthew up on what happened, basically what happens is that Melanie threatens to go to the police about Caleb's outburst if Matthew doesn't go home with her. And their argument escalates. She slaps him and Matthew attacks and kills her with, a wooden plank situation. It's, again, not an axe.
Oh, I thought it was like a pipe.
Well, it's not an axe, though. I don't know why I'm so convinced they mentioned an axe before, but does not matter. Anyway, he eventually places his jacket over her body, leaving the scene of the crime. A crazy mistake to make. Why are you leaving your own belonging at the scene of a crime that you're planning to just abandon? So
she slaps Matthew. He whacks her multiple times. It's so violent.
It is really intense.
So intense. There's multiple whacks. The jacket is classic regret, isn't it? It's quite often people will. I know this from watching Criminal Minds, but if they regret the kill, they'll cover the body up to kind of hide it from themselves and kind of, it's not good. It's not good. But Matthew must have been 16 when he did this?
Crazy.
16, 17?
He still looks about 26, but
yeah. Bossman Noah is there. Well, I say there.
Barely there.
He's barely there. He's in his bed. As I said to Jakub, the scene is completely grey. And so is he. Zach comes in. He's not fooling anybody. Noah's saying he knows what's going on. He's read the newspapers. Zach, you're wanting money and I'm not going to give it to you. Zach begins to cry. And he says, "Don't cry, Zach. It pisses me off." Or as he says it, "Don't cry, Zach. Pisses me off."
Oh yeah, we got to get that voice in now because when are we going to hear that again?
If you could hear a noise, by the way, it's obviously the cat.
That is just Jakub clawing at the door.
He's not allowed to escape. Bossman Noah says that an empire, which is what he refers to his own business as, can only be ruled by an iron fist. He has no use for weakness. Zach is cut off financially. Some ways this feels like lazy writing to me. In the same season, we've had two children wanting to access their trust funds, saying that it's to buy a car, being cut off from said trust fund. We've had this already.
We're in the Matrix, déjà vu.
Zach goes to leave, but then does Lynette Scavo and turns back around at the last minute. He closes the door, locks Noah in. It's go time. Noah says, "What, you gonna kill me? Prove you're a tough guy." Zach hovers over the button to kill Noah. And Zachy Boy does it. And Noah smiles. +1 to the death count.
This is an extremely Star Wars Sith dynamic.
Yeah,
strike me down and your journey towards the dark side will be complete.
Yes.
Great. Love that.
Yes, I can't wait for you to make an edit of... Do you know he looks like Bossman Noah in a little hood?
Looks like Palpatine.
Yeah, he does look like Palpatine.
Now that's a Photoshop for the carousel waiting to happen.
Bossman Noah is Emperor Palpatine.
I'm so tired.
No, Bossman Noah's not getting an... I think he's already had one. So Zach stays and sits down and watches the life leave his biological grandfather.
And it changes Zach because in the next episode, he's a whole different character.
Yeah, we've never met this Zach.
Did someone ask for a Brie flashback? Because, honey, we are getting the time of our lives with this one. Mary Alice tells us that she met Brie the day she arrived on the lane, that some people just can't help but make a delightful first impression, and that Brie was not one of them. I love that Mary Alice from the other grave is just getting all her digs in.
I mean, what else could she really do?
She's got to pass the time somehow.
She's so passive-aggressive about them all, and I really love it because in all of the flashbacks, she's the sweetest, kindest, nicest. Death has made her cruel.
We see Brie knock on Mary Alice's door with a very young Andrew and Rex. Remember him?
Does this mean we have to rank him as a husband?
Maybe. We've got no one else for Brie. Although he's not, when we add up the totals, he'll have 1 mark.
Yes. That's the way the cookie crumbles,
Yeah. So Brie is returning a statue of a frog that Andrew had stolen.
Is this your frog?
Mary Alice couldn't care less, but Brie does not accept that reaction because if he doesn't feel guilty, he'll never learn shame. Take a deep breath, everyone.
I'm putting my drink down because I know I'm about to laugh real hard.
Talk about describing hairstyles. Oh. Susan, who's also over at Mary Alice's, steps out in what can only be described as the wig of the century. No other wigs stood a chance.
No.
This is the wig supreme, a wig after my own heart. It's a big, permed curl ball of a wig.
It's my monster of the week.
It's clearly just thrown onto Terry Hatcher for a random laugh, and it works.
It works. Because why did I block out Susan's wig in this scene?
If you told me that she only has this wig on because she lost a bet to Mark Cherry, I'd believe you.
There's so many things, so many moments of these flashbacks that are foreshadowing of what's to come. And one of them, I think, is, you don't think? Because
I'm just trying to think specifically what you're referring to with this wig.
No, specifically, I'm talking about, this is my son, the criminal.
Ah.
I'm
Yes.
talking about Gabby and Carlos's relationship and where that goes.
That's kind of, I guess, the whole point of these flashbacks is to link them to present day and give some context.
Yes. I love that you're like, yeah, and that's the point. I'm like, I know, but we have to commentate on what they're doing, Jakub. Otherwise, we're just saying, and then Mary Alice says, and then Jakub, this is our job.
Ugh, I hate working. I'm like Tom again last week. And I don't even have macaroni cheese in front of me.
Oh, that's so sad. But the casting for young Andrew is impeccable.
I have that note as well. Oh my God.
Unbelievable. Is that his real little brother?
I would believe that. She then presents Andrew to deliver what is clearly a pre-provided, rehearsed speech that apologizes for the theft and makes it clear that the action was not in any way a reflection of Brie and her parenting. Susan and Mary Alice are like a mixture of shocked, weirded out, and impressed. And Brie asks them if they've anything they'd like to say to their son, Rex adding that they can feel free to be harsh. But this is obviously not Mary Alice's style while she's still alive. So she politely passes on the opportunity.
She does. It's funny. I think we see how much Brie, the transition from this scene of Brie at her most Brie into who Brie is now feels like two different people. These aren't the same women. It's a really nice way of showing, oh my goodness, this woman's been through it. We transition into this scene, which I would describe as a mental health facility meet cute. Orson introduces himself to Brie via touch, which is crazy. He puts his hand on her shoulder and is like, Brie! And Orson is extremely charming. He just is. He is visiting his friend, assures Brie that her secret of being there is safe with him. And he even says, a real lady always stands out in a crowd.
Ooh.
Flirting at the mental health facility? Flirting on the psychiatric ward? If this isn't a sign that something is going on with Orson, that is not just, this isn't where you pick up chicks. It's so bizarre. But also significant that our Brie's only really had, I would say, Rex has been a love of Brie's life. She's had other things in between, but nothing real.
Yeah.
The episode that we see her meet Orson is our last episode of seeing Rex. And it feels like this is the next love of her life.
Like passing the baton.
Yes, exactly. It's like, this is the person she was before, where this was her person, and this is the person she is now. And this is someone who isn't afraid of her, that seems to kind of see her, or at least be intrigued by her straight out the gate. It's nice. Yeah. A woman who presents as, I've put this in air quotes, normal. This is like a classic One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest type of vibe. Calls Bree over, and Bree is delighted to have a like mind. Also in air quotes. Bree asks the lady what the woman Orson is visiting has as her story, her background. And apparently she doesn't say a word, but Orson visits and talks to her for hours.
Yeah, Orson refers to her as his friend.
Buddy.
And also, like, that's definitely not the actress they keep around for her for the next season. So
I thought that too, and I went, is this a different... Oh, yeah. I see it. I see it.
Oh, wait, no. Have you got more to say for this?
I wish.
Or was that it? Yeah, I couldn't remember if that was the end of it or not. Okay. Bree's in her session with a psychiatrist, and she's keeping tight-lipped as she rakes a little tray of sand soothingly. The psychiatrist is frustrated at her lack of cooperation after so many sessions, and basically, Bree just turned up hoping to get all drugged up. But the only thing this man is prescribing is a conversation.
She yearns for Dr. Goldfine.
Oh my God.
Because this man runs a strict program.
Yeah. He asks about her. Do you know whatever happened to Goldfine? Like, why didn't Bree call Dr. Goldfine in this scenario?
Do you think he's sticking around after he had the attempted murder on him?
Fair. He's fled the country.
He is living in witness protection.
He's neighbors with Felicia in the mountains.
He's biking all over the mountains.
They're on a tandem bike together. They're having a nice time.
They're on a tandem bike.
He asks Bree about her kids, and she deep dives into a lie about how Andrew is backpacking in Europe and Danielle is at cheerleading camp. And it's quite sad because it's like she's still trying to convince herself everything is fine more than the psychiatrist.
Yeah, and I think it's if things had gone to plan, this is what she thinks they would be doing.
Oh, yeah.
She thinks that Danielle is the type of girl who'd be at cheer camp, and Jakub is the guy that would...
Jakub? Oh my God.
You know how you're Andrew and I'm Felicia? I'm currently in the mountains on a tandem bike, which is ironic because I can't ride a bike, which is why it needs to be tandem. Anyway. Sorry. Okay. We genuinely, what episode are we on? What are we doing? Where am I?
So the psychiatrist is, he's not interested in
Did we get his name?
No, I didn't clock it if we did. We'll check next episode. He's not interested in what the kids are doing, though. He wants to know what their relationship is like with Bree, which Bree is not willing to talk about.
No.
Given this, he has all of her belongings confiscated, and Bree confined to her room to encourage some cooperation. Basically, I don't think Bree read the pamphlet about this place in great detail before signing up because, there's some terms and conditions, honey.
Yeah, the terms and conditions were not met. They were not read. They were not acknowledged. I'm trying to see the psychiatrist's name. I need to know. It's going to bother me. Oh, he doesn't have a name.
Well, there we go.
Nameless. Let's call him...
Romjin.
I was literally going to call him Dave John because those were just two random names, I'm sure. Okay. Betty is leaving Bree a voice note about Matthew being linked to Melanie Foster's death. I am very surprised that Bree's still allowed access to her phone.
She's probably like legally, I don't know, allowed like a call a day or something.
Betty is keen that they both find Danielle and Matthew and get them back. I actually think this is a testament to Betty's character for getting in touch with Bree.
Yeah, I agree.
Bree goes to break out and then is being handled by security. Bree confesses the fib about cheerleading camp, speaks about how Danielle's ran off with a murderer, and obviously sounds like she's lying. Bree is then sedated. Bree says, "If anything happens to my daughter, so help me God." And as she's kind of being carried away, her top lifts up a little bit and we see that Marsha Cross has abs.
Which it makes it surprising that she couldn't break free of those staff members.
+1 to the ab count.
+6 to the app guy. I know that we're like meant to view this psychiatrist as a bad guy here in a way, or like a minor villain, but like from his perspective, I think he's doing a stellar job.
She needs therapy really bad.
Yeah.
And even when he's going over her file and he's saying, your husband's died, and then he was killed by your next partner, who was your fiance, and then he killed himself, and that's not even scratching the surface of what's going on with Bree. The only logical solution is that Bree should be in a mental health facility at this point.
Yeah. She's exactly where she needs to be, honey.
She should stick it out. And I love that she's like, you have to break me out so that I can go and do something violent.
Yeah, but that's all we're getting for now, because this is part 1, so ain't nothing getting concluded.
No.
Tom approaches Susan, still trying to pin down Lynette after she's left with the kids, and lest we forget, the puppy. Susan acts like she doesn't know where Lynette is or what she found out, but it's pretty clear to us, the audience, but also Tom, that Susan knows exactly what's been happening.
Of course.
But she's a gal's gal, so she sticks to the bit. And when Tom leaves, Susan calls Lynette and encourages her to call him, but Lynette's not ready for that. Also, Penny is huge now. Lynette is sitting poolside somewhere. Literally.
Penny's rocking up. Penny is the cannonball.
In the pool, jeez. Yeah, Lynette's poolside wherever she's staying. Parker is wondering where their dad is, wanting to show him his diving at the pool. But Tom is not coming, sweetie.
Baby, there is no plane.
What's that from again?
It's Real Housewives. She's like, and she wants to take the private jet. And they said, baby, there is no plane.
Oh my god, I forgot about that with Real Housewives.
I love Baby, There Is No Plane.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I think it's nice that I imagine that Lynette's taken a bunch of her savings, gone to this kind of hotel type of thing with the pool. It's sad. It's also classic. Oh, me and your dad are splitting up. I'm going to give you some fun. I'm going to take you to the pool. And it's also very pilot episode.
Yeah.
Lynette's alone with these kids in the war. Mm-hmm. The pack of women are wanting to recruit Lynette into their clique, mainly because they fear her as an enemy. Their introduction to Lynette is Lynette and Tom screaming at each other. Susan, Bree, and Mary Alice come over with wine and some more baskets. Lynette comes over with some funky bangs.
Funky is accurate.
Funky. Oh, I can see my baby behind you. Yeah. Lynette goes to the council for judgment. She goes over to the girls and explains that she's just found out she is having twins. And Tom has just told her that they run in her family.
His family.
Susan sticks her foot in it by getting involved, saying that it's determined by the mother, which I don't even think is true. I don't know. Susan hides...
Sorry. When Susan says that, my quote of the week is Lynette's response, just because of like the viciousness and venom that comes with it, when she's like, "What are you, a scientist?" No, I write children's books.
That's your quote of the week is, "What are you, a scientist?"
Yeah.
Because of the delivery.
Yeah.
After slagging me off.
I wasn't slagging you, I was commenting.
After slagging me off 2 episodes ago for being delivery heavy. I'm like, what was the week? So, Susan hides behind Bree and Mary Alice, but Lynette calms down. She says she's going to be better because, quote, it's her last pregnancy. Tom comes over and then very touchy-feely, and he says, "Clearly our neighbours can sense that you have been gifted with a phenomenal husband." Desperados, I don't need to give my commentary. You can fill it in for yourself at this point.
That's our job, Erin.
I know. The cheek. Absolute cheek.
My goodness. Lynette calls the boys over from the pool and explains to them that they'll be leaving soon, but that things will be different. Dad won't be there, but there'll still be family, etc. She also says they're going to stay with her mum, but I think that's kind of retconned later because even though they never do go and stay with her mum, not to give spoilers, Lynette does not have a good relationship with her mum, and I don't think even in this scenario that would be what she opts for.
Yeah.
From future context. But the boys' only concern is if they can go swimming again. Clearly, they're kind of too young to understand what's going on.
Yeah. I mean, I remember being told that my parents fell from my neighbor.
Oh.
I was knocking on my house door and there was no one home, which sometimes happened. It meant it was a sign that I was to go next door to my neighbor's house. And I went in and I was like, yeah, there's nobody in. And she was like, yeah, Erin, your parents have split up. And I was like...
That's a wild choice for your neighbor to say.
I was like, do you have any spaghetti bolognese? You got any spaghetti hoops? I remember thinking, though, very vividly, like, oh, well, why didn't you just say? She was like, your mum will be over. She said something along the lines of, your mum is coming up to collect you and take you to your new home. And I was like, sick.
And you were like, this is the beginning of a pattern of movement.
I'm like a shark. If I stay still, I'm dead. So, Lynette is packing up from the resort type of place that they're at, and the dog is there. One of the feral children wants to swim. It's Porter. He says, Dad would let me swim, which is just one of those things that kids say. He decides to hop the balcony and jump in the pool. Unfortunately, maybe there is no pool. Great. It's great stuff. It's great stuff.
We cut to Tom coming into the hospital. Presumably, Lynette did contact him given the situation, which I respect.
She does say that. She's like, that's the only reason I called.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, no matter how mad she is, like, he's still their father and she kind of like understands.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that from Lynette. Mm-hmm. The boys, minus the jumper, who is getting an x-ray for a broken arm, are buzzing to see Tom. Less so is Lynette, who really isn't ready to talk. But obviously, Tom is going to try and explain his side of the situation.
Yeah.
Tom says that the woman that she saw him with is called Nora, that they met years ago before he and Lynette got together. She was a dancer on a cruise ship. He had a one-night stand with her, and that she got pregnant and never reached out to him until now. So basically, he's not been cheating on Lynette with Nora, but he has been lying, going back and forth to Atlantic City in order to see his daughter. Presumably, that's who like the theatre tickets and flowers, etc. were for from the expenses episode. And Lynette reacts with violence.
I loved it.
Pushing him over the waiting room seats.
I would have too. I think he says, I'm not cheating on you. I never have, and I never will.
Lol.
Let's remember it.
Let's remember that for
Let's take that, rewind it back.
6 seasons from now, we can revisit that topic.
Yeah, I feel like people are going to be angry with me because they're going to be like, oh, well, technically, I don't care. I hate this man, okay? So, people are adjusting the waiting room and returning it to the former form. Tom has an ice pack. He explains his daughter's name is Kayla. She is 11 years old. Tom wanted to wait for a paternity test before involving Lynette, which I do somewhat understand. Lynette has great questions, like why is she getting in touch now? Nora has clearly changed her mind about raising Kayla alone. Porter comes in with his arm in a cast, and the kids are all there, and they want to go home. Lynette says they can go home. Tom comes up behind Lynette and kisses her on the back of the head. And there is a sense of these two can work this out.
Yes. I think one thing that this season has really nailed is just planting seeds for all the twists. Like, I'm thinking back to episodes where we were commenting about how Tom has been doing a lot of business trips, but without thinking anything else of it at the time. Yeah, I just love that.
I think my baby boy is grown quite attached to you.
Oh, hey babe. And that's it, because there is no final voiceover.
Well, Mary Alice has no time for a voiceover because she's acting.
That's true.
She's doing the bits.
That's true. Baby, there is no voiceover.
Baby, there is no... Let's make one up about the episode.
Yes.
Mary Alice voiceover. Yes. Sometimes people do one thing and sometimes they do another. But for some, that means nothing at all.
Great. Stellar work. Have you ever dipped your toe into writing before, Erin?
Tell me that's not everyone.
Yes. Sometimes you need to be a bee, and other times we walk among the living.
Yes. Sometimes your favorite color is not someone else's. My monster of the week is in fact the wick.
My worst neighbor is also the wick. Because why are you making your neighbors look at that?
My worst neighbor was Tom and Lynette for having the public fight.
Fair, that's fair.
Just so openly upon the first meeting.
Yeah.
But also joint Gabby and Carlos with the naked, like Gabby trying to be like,
They were in their own home.
Yes, they shouldn't have let themselves in, which I agree with. But her being like, oh, hi, like she should have just stayed
Behind
down.
the boxes. I don't know. Strangers walk into my house. I'm not letting them run wild. I'm going to be like, hello.
Yeah, that's true. And maybe also joint with the women for just going into people's houses.
That's a wild choice. You don't know this lady.
That's true, yeah. You've caught me there.
I take it back. It's not the wig.
No.
Although Monster of the Week for sure.
Monster of the Week is wigs.
Yeah.
It's wigs. It's not just that wig is the top of it, but it's also in general it's wigs.
Definitely. My outfit of the week is definitely the Gabby's lingerie in that scene with Carlos' shirt over it.
That's a really, really great outfit. Well, we talk about the husbands.
Let's talk about the husband.
Okay, so let's start with Regs.
You know what? I think Rex did well. He had a good balance of like clearly not being fully on board with Brie, but also going along with it and being a bit jokey and stuff.
I'm giving him the Mike special.
A 5?
A 5.
Fair. I would say 6, but honestly, I can go with 5. That's absolutely fine.
Lovely.
Mike.
It's tricky, Michael. It's tricky.
It's tricky because we've just also watched the finale together and I have finale Mike in my head, but I need to disassociate from that.
So we've seen him be violent towards Carl. He's getting a ring.
I think he was like cute with the coffees and stuff.
He was very cute with the coffee.
I'm thinking 6 for Mike.
I think 6 for Mike.
Yeah.
Is it this episode or the next one where he's kind of like, why did you take the keys from... It's next one.
Next one, yeah.
Okay.
Next time it's going downhill.
It's going down. Okay, Carlos.
It's just like he so obviously is having an affair, but it's still not confirmed. So I don't want to judge him too harshly for that yet specifically.
It's confirmed.
Oh, you know what? Carlos gets like a 2 or a 3 because maybe a 3, and then next week we can downgrade it. But like first of all, for underpaying his staff, and second of all, for sending his staff to his death. Oh yeah, you're right, ma'am. Carlos again, so lucky. There's not a bad employer situation.
But I will say he's clearly having an affair, and he clearly paid Ralph to do his community service,
so he could have an affair,
which means 3.
3 it is.
Yeah,
and
maybe
Thomas.
2, but let's give him 3 because it gets worse next episode.
Tom didn't do anything this episode bad that we've not already marked him down for.
Nah.
You know, he was simply hunting Lynette down. I'm thinking 4 or 5 for Tom because he didn't really do anything out of the ordinary good. He didn't do anything actively bad.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I'm going to give him...
I'm trying to think if we go for 4, what's the thing that's minused it, you know?
Yeah.
So maybe it's a 5 actually.
Maybe. I don't like that he was like, oh, you know, I didn't want to tell you until like everything. I appreciate that he said I didn't want to tell you until I got everything sorted in my head, but he still went about everything's quite shady. I don't know, but yeah, give him a 5. Give him a 5.
Okay, fair. Thank you for listening, everyone.
Thank you so much for listening. I can't wait for the finale
Ooh.
next week. We'll see you there.
We will. We'll see you with our eyes because next week, guys, it's going to be our first video episode.
How are we supposed to see them with our eyes?
You know what I mean.
Okay. Thank you so much to our patrons. Thank you for everyone who's listened and for commenting and for all those lovely things.
Yeah. Stay desperate, guys.
Stay desperate.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to this week's episode. Be sure to check out our Instagram for visuals, behind the scenes content, and more.
You can find us by searching for Modded, that's MEWDYD.
Or just search for Mary Alice, What Did You Do?
This podcast is brought to you entirely by us, Erin McGee
And Jakub Tanzi. If you're enjoying the show, don't forget to leave us a review. It really helps us out.
Join us next time for another episode of Mary Alice,
What Did You Do?